A lot of Nigerians do not know the significance my family has played in shaping Nigeria as it is today. So I'm going to go ahead and share this story. Of course, this is definitely going to cause problems between me and my family, but I don't give a shit. So let's go. Okay, to start off, this is my dad, Yakubu Bako, former governor of Akwa Ibom in Nigeria, and this is his Wikipedia page. So this is my father right here giving a story to a newspaper in Nigeria. Let's go ahead and check that article, shall we? It says, Colonel Yakubu Bako served as the military governor of Akwa Ibom State and under the administration of late General Sani Abacha. In this interview, he spoke about the projects he executed in Bakassi, which former President Olusegun Obasanjo conceded to Cameroon, and how he made efforts to install MKO Abiola as president, what he knows about the alleged coup of Lieutenant General Dia, and other interesting issues. Says here, I was successful in the military. I never missed any promotion. When I returned to Nigeria, I was posted to Lagos to oversee the 19th Battalion during the 1993 crisis. So this is very important because back then, Nigeria, there were coups everywhere, left and right. And if you wanted to do a successful coup in Nigeria, you had to have the guy who was in control of the 19th Mechanized Battalion, which they put my father in. And by the way, the person who put him there was my father's godfather, some guy named Sani Abacha. But let's continue. Says, while we were there, somebody approached me saying we should plan to topple Shonekon and make Abiola president. So yes, while Ernest Shonekon was then interim president of Nigeria, someone approached my dad as if you want to take over power in Nigeria, you need to speak to the guy running 19. He's the first person you need to talk to. So they came to talk to my dad about, putting Abiola as president. And my dad did what he did. He went to go see his godfather. Who is his godfather? Abacha. So he told Abacha about the coup, and Abacha said, you know what? That's a fucking good idea. Let's make this shit happen. Says here, you were a high-ranking military officer, but you made efforts to install a civilian as president. What informed your decision? Why were you trying to join politics? He said, yes, there was too much tension in the land at the time. That was when... So, people that don't know, Nigeria was trying to transition from military to a civilian presidency, and Abiola won the election. After winning, he was denied the election. He was denied the presidency. One of the main reasons he was denied presidency, I believe that's one of the main reasons, is he promised that the first thing he will do when he gets into office is apply for reparations for black Americans. Next question is, as a military officer, you were not afraid to meet with civilians, blah, blah, blah. He said, yeah, not afraid. Says, you made efforts to install Abiola as president, but at the end, it was Abacha that took over. Don't you think you were being used to achieve someone's personal goals? He said, I won't say both of them used me because Abiola was both sincere when we started. There was sincerity from Abiola's family because they really wanted him to be president. Long story short, the coup was agreed for. They said, let's go ahead and make this shit happen. It worked out perfectly. Everybody was expecting Abacha to give a speech on the radio and make an announcement and say, we've taken over power for Abiola. Instead, he said, we've taken over power and I'm the president. So as part of the guy who took over power is my father's literal godfather. Like his kids, we grew up together. They took us to school every day. Me, Mahmoud Sani, Gumsu, Reki, all the Abachas. We went to school in the same car every day. So that happened, and my dad was rewarded giving governor of Akwa Ibom. They sent him to go take Bakassi from Cameroon, which he did. He took Bakassi back from Cameroon, and after that, he was sent to NECON, which was Nigerian Electoral Commission. Back then, Abacha wanted to become a civilian president, so he put my father in charge of the logistics. He put his boy to make sure everything goes smooth. This part is very important. So he's talking about his life in NECON, right? In the Electoral Commission. He says, I worked there for almost a year. When I got out to the commission, one of the major issues was ballot boxes. So I introduced transparent ballot boxes. The contract was awarded to the person who went to China to bring the first set of ballot boxes. I created an office for myself at the airport in Abuja so that the trailers would come and offload and go for the sensitive materials which we were to print overseas. I told Abacha that since he trusted me, I wanted our security and printing office to print it and let me be responsible for it. So a lot of you don't know this. There was a time during Abacha's last time, there was a time when my dad was basically given the security, minting and printing of Nigeria. So when I tell you I grew up really fucking rich, a lot of you would not fucking understand. When my father took over from Bakassi in Akwa Ibom, Nigeria was under sanctions. So all the oil we sold was on the black market. When I tell you guys that you guys who are praying for Israel to come in and destroy, there's no one in my bloodline that will suffer the consequences of your decision. We got so much money, we will run the fuck out of the country and go anywhere. You don't like it, but it's the fucking fact. I have no reason to add this part, but I just did anyways. He's talking about my mom, his Bachama wife. My mom is Bachama. I am basically, I'm not even a full fucking Hausa guy. I am basically 25% Okanyali, 25% Hausa, and 50% Bachama. So if anything, I am more Bachama than I am Hausa. But yes, my father's family did not like the fact that my father met a Bachama woman and married her. They wanted to ship him a Hausa bride, and they are 100% responsible for my parents' divorce. Like a lot of Nigerian families, he tried, she couldn't do it. After years of harassment from my father's side of the family, she left. But yeah, I just want to add this. My father's side of the family is responsible for my parents' divorce. So yes, my father is responsible for Abiola's coup. Abiola came to him. He was the one that set it up. He was the guy. He was the architect of it. But his boss, Abacha, had to be the face of it. So my dad did everything. Abacha took control. Abacha took power. My father was sent to Bakassi. My dad took Bakassi back from Cameroon, and Obasanjo ended up giving it to Bakassi. By the way, do y'all want to know why my father ended up having fallen out with Abacha? When he was put as NECON, he had one job. During his trip, like state to state, he was supposed to be checking every state to make sure everything was okay. He was supposed to end up, while he was in Jos, while he was in Jos, Olusegun Obasanjo was supposed to somehow die. My father refused to do that. He refused to kill Obasanjo on Abacha's behalf, and that's why they had the falling out, which for my dad kind of worked out, because right after Abacha died, the next person who became president was the guy he was supposed to kill. And yeah, my family has played a very significant role in Nigeria, and a lot of you don't know, but I'm just coming here to share it. So when I say the things I say, I have more access than most of you would possibly realize. And growing up, I was that one kid that always wanted to hang around his dad when dad had visitors. Unless he explicitly kicked me out, I'm sitting there, I'm listening to everything they're saying. And he always used to, like, I was that one son. But anyways, I just wanted to share, man. My family is very pivotal in Nigeria's direction. My dad was responsible for Abacha. Some low-key, he was kind of responsible for Abiola's death, because if he didn't accept that,